The Colorado Supreme Court justices who ruled that Donald Trump is disqualified from the 2024 ballot are now facing death threats and other very serious threats to their well-being as a result of Donald Trump posting images of them on his social media platform and other MAGA influencers and Republican leaders posting images of them and attacking them. Let's take a look at Donald Trump's posts on his social media platform, the responses to those posts. I want to show you a few other posts that Trump is making. Then I want to show you what President Biden's been doing at the exact same time so you can see a contrast there. Here is what Donald Trump's posting. He goes, "A sad day in America," and then somebody else posts, "Communist thugs, Democrats dressed up as justices in Colorado. Where's the crime?" And Donald Trump reposts that right there from this account, and then shows the photographs of the Colorado justices, Supreme Court justices, who ruled against him. Donald Trump then posts again other accounts that are attacking these Colorado Supreme Court justices. Someone writes, "A group of kangaroo legal justice system thugs that weaponized the real America's justice system with an all hands on deck to get Trump." And it's that image that now Donald Trump is spreading of the 4 Colorado Supreme Court justices that says Colorado Democrat activist justices, election interference. On this photo, it also has some of the other prosecutors and judges who Donald Trump is attacking their families and their loved ones and friends and their lives as well. You see Donald Trump posts the photo again. You just take a look at I looked literally for a minute at some of the comments, and I could have posted or talked about hundreds of these comments right here, but it was so sickening that I just stopped. There's a broader report that I'm going to share with you in a moment, but here's what I found in basically the first minute to 2 minutes, and then I just said, all right, enough. I'm not looking at this anymore. You'll get the point, though. Someone writes, for example, Kevo197369 writes, "Time to take out the trash. These scumbags need to be brought to justice." Another account goes, "Those 4 are in deep trouble." This account, Candy1958, says, "Gitmo has their rooms ready." A lot of people comparing them to Satan. Someone by the name of MAGA Apostle goes, four sulfuric balloons have sold their souls to Satan for a bile-stained robe and massive worldwide ridicule for their freshman law student homage to George Soros. They've got to make it like anti-Semitic and somehow claim that this is a Soros plot because this is what MAGA Republicans do. This other account goes, "Time to protest in front of some houses." These other accounts are saying, "That's treason against the people and why the Second Amendment was written. These people should pay the price of treason." A death threat right there. Someone else writes, "Pretty sure they won't be smiling for their Gitmo mugshot." Another account writes, "A liberal Jew and 3 white Karens," is what someone else writes there. So you see these hateful kind of anti-Semitic accounts that Donald Trump is amplifying some of these accounts, like the one that says communist thug Democrats. And, when you get a repost like Donald Trump on his social media platform where that others then join in. And this is the MAGA movement. I mean, this is who they are. When we talk about the various court cases involving Donald Trump, I mean, just think about him. The only judge Donald Trump doesn't attack is Judge Eileen Cannon, who does his bidding. But let's just take a look at New York Attorney General civil fraud case. He goes after New York Attorney General Letitia James. He goes out after the judge, Justice Arthur Engoron. He goes after Justice Arthur Engoron's principal law clerk. I'm not going to say her name here, but I know her name. Why would I know the name of a judge's principal law clerk in a case but for the fact that Donald Trump attacks her? There has to be a gag order in that case because Donald Trump keeps on attacking the principal law clerk, and he spreads defamatory statements that she's involved, like in a relationship with Chuck Schumer. Donald Trump attacks Justice Arthur Engoron's wife and claims a Twitter account that's not Judge Engoron's wife's Twitter account, is Judge Engoron's wife, and used that to attack and threaten Judge Engoron's wife. He attacks Judge Arthur Engoron's kids. I mean, I know Judge Engoron's kids' names. Why are we talking about the kids of judges, the wives of judges, the principal law clerks? Donald Trump attacks. I could do this in any court, by the way. You go to the Washington, D.C. criminal case. He attacks special counsel Jack Smith. He attacks special counsel Jack Smith's wife. He attacks federal judge Tanya Chutkin. He attacks federal judge Tanya Chutkin's dad. I could do this in literally every single Manhattan district attorney goes after Manhattan district attorney's family. The E. Jean Carroll case attacks E. Jean Carroll, attacks E. Jean Carroll's lawyer, attacks the way E. Jean Carroll's lawyer looks, attacks federal judge Kaplan in the E. Jean Carroll case. You want to go to Central District of Central District of California, Southern Division. Remember a year and a half ago, a judge, David Carter, ruled against Donald Trump or Donald Trump's lawyer, John Eastman. Donald Trump attacks Judge David Carter. I could go through each and every one of these judges. He attacks their family. Oh, and then you want to go through all of the members of Congress. You want to talk about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. You want to talk about Michael Cohen. Whoever it is, Donald Trump attacks them, their family members, and goes right to try to destroy their lives. You want to talk about in 2020 some of the Republicans, whether it was governors or Secretary of States or elected officials who opposed Donald Trump, they would get these death threats to their family. And by the way, we've experienced here at the MeidasTouch Network where we've had people give us death threats and people attack our loved ones and find their phone numbers. This is what the MAGA movement does. And they rely on fear, they rely on their hatred, and they just go after the people. It is a true fascist movement right here.
Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Miracle sheets are the perfect gift for your spouse, friends, or family who doesn't want better sleep and luxurious feeling bed sheets. And since these come with 3 free towels, you get 2 gifts in one, just in time for the holidays. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Save over 40%. And if you use our promo LegalAF at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/legalAF and use the code LegalAF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/legalAF to treat yourself, a friend, or loved one this holiday season.
By the way, here are the other things that Donald Trump's been posting. He goes, "I'm not an insurrectionist. Peacefully, patriotically. Crooked Joe Biden is." He posts in all caps, "Biden should drop all of these fake political indictments against me, both criminal and civil. Every case I am fighting is the work of the DOJ and White House. No such thing has ever happened in our country before. Banana republic, election interference." Donald Trump posts, "Crooked Joe Biden is a threat to democracy." He just repeats the lies over and over again, and it's all projection and confession when he's the one who engages in this behavior and engages in this conduct. By the way, just compare that for a moment to what President Biden is saying right now at the exact same time. Here's what President Biden is posting. "I urge Congress to pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act to advance accountability, transparency, and trust in law enforcement across the nation. Send it to my desk. I will sign it. Public safety depends on trust between law enforcement and communities they serve." President Biden writes, "Today, 10 Americans who have been detained in Venezuela have been released and are coming home, making their families whole once more. As we welcome them home, we remain focused on securing the release of the hostages in Gaza, wrongfully detained Americans around the world." President Biden writes, "Since we entered office, Americans have filed a record 15 million applications to start new businesses, and it's led to the fastest growth in black business ownership in over 30 years. President Biden writes, "This is the United States of America, for God's sake. Everyone should be able to turn on the faucet and drink clean water. My administration is investing $15 billion to replace lead pipes across the country." And President Biden writes, "Black small businesses are the engines and glue of countless communities. You keep your community going, you make the America economy stronger and our nation more competitive." And then President Biden writes, "Right now across America, wages for workers are up, and black wealth is up a record 60% from before the pandemic. So many had the vision, took the risk, and bet on themselves. It paid off." And by the way, here's a report from CBS that just came out. And it says how Colorado Supreme Court justices get violent threats after their ruling against Donald Trump. After the ruling Tuesday that former President Donald Trump is barred from the Colorado primary ballot because he is disqualified based on the 14th Amendment, Colorado Supreme Court justices are facing violent threats across both mainstream and fringe social media platforms. According to a report obtained by CBS News, the Colorado justices ruled that the Constitution bars Donald Trump. Posts have included calls for the justices and Trump opponents to be killed by gunfire, hanging, or bombs, while others are encouraging followers to stock up on weapons and ammunition and urging a civil war against Democrats. Many users have been responding directly to Trump's posts on a social media platform with the same violent rhetoric and calls to arms. I shared you some that I just found in a short period of time. And they share some right here as well that are similar to the ones I showed you. "What do you call 7 justices from the Colorado Supreme Court on the bottom of the ocean?" One user wrote. "A good start." Another wrote, "The justices should be arrested and sent to Guantanamo." Another wrote, "The country is over anyway. Only thing left is civil war and retribution against those who destroyed it." Others suggest that Trump's opponent should be thrown out of helicopters, recreating the method Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet used to kill his political opponents, and others blamed Jews for the court's decisions. The threats against the justices, all 7 of whom are Democrats, were first aggregated and analyzed by a group, Advanced Democracy, a nonpartisan nonprofit organization that conducts public internet research. And I go on more, but here's the point. I'm showing you the normalcy and behavior of President Biden. And even as CBS writes this article, I'm glad they're pointing this out, but this behavior can't be normalized. What Donald Trump and his followers, and we're not just talking about fringe followers, we're talking about Republicans in leadership positions, the mainstream modern-day Republican Party that has gone full MAGA. They're the ones, these leaders in the Republican Party, calling for national divorce, calling for civil war, calling for people to, take serious, dangerous actions against these justices or against people who don't do whatever Donald Trump wants. Donald Trump? I mean, just saying that. Donald Trump. It is just so beneath the dignity and integrity of our country. And as we approach 2024, I want you to all know we're all in this together, and it is so important that you share these videos, that you talk to family members during the holidays, that you share these videos, that you let people know, not just here's the threat that Donald Trump is engaged in, here's just his erratic, despicable behavior, but also show them the alternative like we do here on this network. Show them what President Biden is out there doing and saying, and also talk about these economic metrics. Legacy media's, by and large, has completely given up their role as the fourth estate, but talk about the economy. Third quarter, 5.2% GDP growth. America's leading all G7 nations in GDP growth. We have record employment right now, low unemployment. We've got great metrics that we should all be happy to share, and we're going to be happy to share that here on the MeidasTouch Network. Thank you so much for watching. I got to head out. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support, and have an excellent day.
Thanks so much for watching. We're only a few subscribers short of 2 million subs. Please subscribe right now to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel for free and help us grow this unapologetically pro-democracy network.